What's up, y'all? Just like I told y'all the week before, I'm gonna go through my trading journey with y'all. This is like my trading journal, right? So as you can see the thumbnail, I was down for the week. This past week was a 4 trading day week. So I took two wins and I took two losses last week. So I want to go over one of the trading strategies that I use for one of the trading plays. It's a down week, but you know what? We're gonna go up from here. So let me pull up the chart and I'm gonna show you all that trading strategy that I did last week for one of my winning trades. All right. So the trading strategy that I use is called the other side of the V, right? And let me break this down. So I don't trade on the 2 minute time frame, but based on the time frame that I trade on, I was looking, you know what I'm saying, at an old trading, you know what I'm saying, strategy that I used to use. And I was like, if I drop this down to the 2 minute time frame, it's probably gonna show that strategy. So the strategy that I'm talking about that I traded from last week, let me make sure y'all can see the chart, is the other side of the V. So when you have a stock that's going down, right? A lot of the times, and this faked me out a lot of times in my trading journey, but when you got a stock that's going down, as you can see, the red candles are going down or whatever. When you got a stock that's going down, a lot of the times you got like it'll just like pump fake you, right? So you might like at first when the stock would go down, I would like chase the trend and chase it down. And then sometimes it'll pop up on me. And then sometimes I would wait for a reversal, like, you know what I'm saying? This big, strong, like this big, strong green candle over here. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would wait for a reversal, like this big old green candle. And man, my keys ain't working. So sometimes I would wait for a big old reversal, like this big old green candle over here, all the way to the right, and then jump in. But with the other side of the V, a lot of times, if the market is going down and it starts to go up, what that is considered is a retest, right? Let me pull up. Let me pull up some options so y'all can see. So a lot of times a retest is just like confirmation of the direction, right? So we here on the 2 minute time frame on VOO. Let me get this junk out of here, man. Whatever. So we on the 2 minute time frame on VOO, right? Let me make sure y'all can see the same thing I see. Okay, cool. So we on the 2 minute time frame on VOO, and as you can see, sometimes it's just a retest. You know what I'm saying? You come over here. Let me pull that finger out. So if you look over here, that was trading the other side. That was trading the other side of the V, right? If you look over here, that's a good trading the other side of the V. If you look right here, that's a good trading the other side of the V, right? But you have to be careful with trading the other side of the V because in some points it's just going to do a retest, right? So if you wanted to trade the other side of the V over here over to the right, you know what I'm saying, where I got this green line that I just drew across the screen, right? You would have expected it to return with a high velocity, but it's just a retest, right? Now, for some reason, it got this obvious level here. If you would have had this level marked as a key level, let me see if this is a key level. All right, let's see if that is a key level. So, so yeah, that's actually a key level. So if you would have had this key level marked, you would have been perfectly positioned for the retest, right? So When it's coming down, you want to retest before trading back down in the other downward direction. So if you look all the way over to the right, you don't want to enter this downward trend until this retest of this level right here. Now, if you by just looking at this all the way over here, you wouldn't have known that was a level. This level would have had to already been on your chart by looking at previous touches of that area. But if you could see that same level right over here touches over here multiple times, and then as y'all can see, I went back and it's still touching that. So the key for this is one, having levels on your chart, or if it's retesting a moving average or the VWAP or whatever the case is, then that would be perfect. But so basically, the other side of the V is if it's gonna approach, I'll say, if it approaches anywhere from like 50% to the top of the V, right? Anywhere from 50% to the top of the V is where you want to start looking for trading the other side of the V. But when you trade the other side of the V, you want to trade it to go in the upward direction, right? So let me give y'all an example um, on what I'm looking at right here. And this is a smaller time frame trading plan. If you smaller time frame trading plan, if you trade on smaller time frames. But what's supposed to happen is when like this is a perfect V right here. When the stock clears, and I'm gonna give you all a line, but when the stock clears a retest zone, you know what I'm saying? Typically, when you look for a retest, it's not supposed to come, more than half of the V, right? So let's say if it's gonna retest, about half of the V is right there, but it also looks like a nice level of support. As you can see, these candles are bouncing off of that line, right? So we got a nice level of support and we got the other side of the V. So when you trade the other side of the V, it's supposed to continue with high velocity. Now, you don't really know how much high velocity because if you look right here, it's creating two tops. And two tops is a double top pattern, which is a reversal, right? Let me pull that up. Most of y'all know what a double top look like, but I like to be transparent and make sure everybody know what I'm talking about. All right, so we got the double top. So if you trade in the other side of the V, you have to first make sure that it's not a retest. And once it reaches probably, I would say about half, because a retest usually doesn't go back up until, half or 75%. At that point, chances are it's going to continue up. But what you also have to monitor is it going to stop at the top of that V? So you could get in for a quick trade if it does seem like it's stopping and you have multiple candles kind of hovering in that area. Chances are it's about to make a U-turn. So I believe that was the first trading day. So that was one trading strategy, the first trading strategy in my trading journal that um, I'm giving y'all. And that was actually my first trade of the week. Now, if you look at the market this week, it wasn't too much going on. Looks like the entire market, we were down all 4 days, but there wasn't any really big days in the market. Let me pull the charts back up. Yeah, so we didn't really have last week, it was just 4 days. So we started, red candles each day. Wasn't really big in the market. Tomorrow I'm gonna go over some swing trade plays with y'all for potential uptrend. I do see possibility for the market to go up next week, but I do like to trade in the overall trend, and the overall trend is downwards. So these swing trade plays that I give y'all tomorrow are more swing trade play education. If you like it, if you was already looking at it, then you can, you know what I'm saying, do it yourself. But at least at least you can what you call it at least you can at least you can, you know, use it for a reference, or, you know, co-sign a play that you thought, you know, if you was looking at the same stock. But I'm still going to do swing trade Sunday tomorrow. So I was bearish, I believe. No, one of these days I was bullish, and I want to say that was one of these days I was bullish, but I know I was bearish 3 days out of the 4 days, right? And basically my trade, so the Monday I traded the other side of the V, and the other days I really just waited until the stock hit my levels. On two of the trades, I fell into older habits. I feel like I did let my two losing trades. The first one wasn't too bad, but my second trade, my first losing trade, I lost basically everything I got in my first winning trade. And then my two losing trades was back to back. So Tuesday and Wednesday I lost money, but Wednesday was the worst day for me. There's no way you should lose 20% of your account on a trade. I fell back into older habits, but overall, just being down $73 on the week, you know what I mean? That's one of the best losing weeks I've had so far. So that's progression. Next week, I'm gonna show y'all a positive week. I'm going for 5-0, but if I'm not, mainly I just want to be green for the week. Remember, man, write your trading journals. Follow this journal if this journal helps out. Remember to like and subscribe, and give me some feedback. You know what I'm saying? Throw some of your trading plays, you know, in the comments, and let's build this community.